Welcome to Red-tastic. Story 1. I, 25 male, was adopted my way back when I was a child and have my stepbrother and stepmom as my family. I know it's not the conventional cereal packet family. Recently my brother, who is still 20 and still in college, got someone pregnant. It was unexpected and now he has a child to take care of. Here's where things get complicated. When my stepmom found out about the pregnancy, she begged me to help out. Apparently, he was on the hook for some child support payments and could not give enough to it, considering much of his money goes towards college and supporting himself. My stepmom claimed that neither my brother nor she could afford it and that it would ruin his future. So I had to step in to pay on my brother's behalf. I agreed to help because I believed in supporting family during tough times. I run a small business that occasionally struggles financially but manages to stay afloat and could make a few extra bucks if I cut costs and if I start committing overtime to it. Hence, I did exactly that. It took me a while to find a balance, but eventually, I found a way to make it work. It just meant more work, more hours, and less of any future plans I had for my business. It wasn't easy, but again, I felt it was the right thing to do. Fast forward to a few months later when my brother calls me and asks me if I can give him the next few months of the payments together since he won't be in town and is apparently going on a semester abroad. He said I could post-date the payments even. I wasn't worried about all that. More so, I was concerned about his semester abroad and how he was affording it. He mentioned it was a scholarship. That's when things felt off and I called someone at the school. You see, I've graduated from the same college, so I still had some networking there, and the whole scholarship for a semester abroad wasn't entirely that viable with that place. And if you know my stepbrother, you would know he's not the brightest. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure he wasn't doing anything stupid or running away from his responsibilities. I knew that at our college that there was pretty much no scholarship for this program, and during this call, I learned that the program is pricey as hell. I immediately contacted my stepmom, truly concerned that my stepbrother is doing something criminal for money or using the support money I've been giving for his child. After a whole heated discussion, I found out that my stepmom was paying for an expensive semester abroad for my brother from her savings. These savings that she never really bothered to mention all these months when I had been breaking my back making sure my brother doesn't get in trouble. I was feeling super shitty about the whole thing. I confronted my stepmom and brother about the situation. I explained how I had been sacrificing my own financial stability to help them, only to discover that they had been spending money on something so unnecessary. I told them to call this abroad thing off and instead use the money for child support. That's when all hell broke loose. My stepmom and brother flipped out, accusing me of trying to ruin my brother's future. They argued that the semester abroad would provide valuable experiences and opportunities for him. I countered by bringing up his recklessness and consequent responsibilities of being a parent at 20. Shouldn't those take priority? Then my stepmother said something really hurtful. Basically gaslit me by mentioning how she took me in all those years ago and that it was my turn to provide. I was a child. I shouldn't have to pay for my brother's child just because I happened to be an orphan. Their reaction left me feeling hurt and angry. I had been doing everything I could to help them, but it seemed like they were more interested in my brother's personal indulgences than in fulfilling his parental obligations. It was then that I decided to stop paying on my brother's behalf for child support. Unfortunately, my decision came with consequences. The whole family turned against me, claiming that I was being unreasonable and heartless. To make matters worse, my brother's baby mama threatened to take him to family court if he didn't scrounge up the child support payments. It felt like everyone was against me. Honestly, I genuinely want to do the right thing, but I can't help but feel used and manipulated by my stepmom and brother. Am I the a-hole? Update. Thank you all for your responses and insights. My family may be complicated, but I sure as hell will not enable their irresponsible behavior. I have effectively stopped paying for my brother until he gets his act together, and both he and my stepmom start taking this seriously. Also to those who mentioned that my stepbrother moving abroad sounded sus and was probably gonna be a permanent move, you could be onto something. I checked something, and it's a country that the US doesn't have certain jurisdiction in. So basically, a US court can't mandate him child support if you were to get citizenship there. You did the right thing, OP. You're not the a-hole. Your stepmom and your stepbrother are big a-holes. You try to help your family, but they took advantage of your kindness by using the money you've been sacrificing for child support for something else without consulting you about it first. You have the right to stop giving them your hard-earned money. If they won't use it for what you all agreed they would use it for. The family members that are calling you the a-hole should save up and give them money if they care so much. Stand on your ground. You come first. Story 2. My partner and I got engaged several months ago. When we just started dating in our early 20s, we referred to each other as boyfriends. Now that we're over 30, we mostly switched to partners. We do still occasionally refer to each other as boyfriends, but despite being engaged, we have never called each other fiancé. For some reason, people from both his and my family as well as some friends go effing insane anytime they hear us use anything that isn't fiancé. People have given us all sorts of reasons for why this is wrong. It's lying because we aren't just boyfriends. We are fiancés, and that's a higher level. It's diminishing the importance of an engagement. It's diminishing the importance of marriage. We're diminishing and disrespecting each other. We have even been told by one person she doesn't view our engagement as serious because we refuse to use the term fiancé, and she jokingly suggested that once we send out the invitations, she won't RSVP as attending until she hears us use the correct word. Boy, is she going to be surprised when she finds out we'll be inviting 23 people, none of which are her. The more people demand of us to use the word fiancé, the less we want to do it. It's gotten so annoying that we decided we will go down a notch and start calling each other friend or lower. My friend, my dear colleague, buddy, roommate, and so on. Finally, the straw that broke the camel's back was friends with benefits. We were having lunch with our family at our place. I was telling a story about how I recently met someone who knows my partner, and when we realized we both knew him, I told her he's my partner. Then my sister-in-law and mother-in-law made that annoyed sound, and my sister said, "He is not your partner." To which I said, "Oh yes, sorry, my long-term friend with benefits." Our mothers and sisters were appalled. I don't know what they thought, that we were saving ourselves for marriage for 11 years. My brother had a problem with me using that expression in front of his 2.5-year-old son, who can't even pronounce my name yet, let alone something like friends with benefits. And the only person who enjoyed the joke was my father, who snorted with laughter and made my mother even angrier. All the women in our family have reached the consensus that we are a-holes who are purposely trying to hurt them by making such nasty jokes, and that it was high time to act like adults. You and your partner are not a-holes, OP. You two should get to call each other whatever it is you want to call each other. That's the good thing about being in a relationship. I don't understand why this annoys your family so much. It's a joke. They should laugh and just look past it. I wish you two a happy married life. And when you two get married, please don't stop annoying your families. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. Your relationship to your most esteemed F buddy is between you and him. You guys get to call each other whatever you want. You get to use whatever terms you want. People outside your relationship are allowed to disagree, be annoyed even, but they don't get to force their values on you. How effing socio-normative of them. Stand your ground. Not the a-hole. I'm sorry. I think this is hilarious. My family gets enraged when my husband and I can't remember when we started dating or when we got married. It's been 15 years, give or take. How am I supposed to recall that? I would make it clear to your mom you totally take matrimony seriously, and you and your long-term F buddy, I know I'm so mean, are going to live a long and happy life together. Not the a-hole. In what way is your boyfriend, fiancé, or husband not still your partner? You should do funny wedding vows. Jabada, do you take this cute acquaintance you've been kinda talking to recently to be your eternal husband? I do. Jabada's partner, do you take this one-night stand and ongoing booty call to be bound to you forever in holy matrimony? I do. You may randomly kiss the nearest dude. Story 3. My sisters are twins, so we celebrate their birthdays on the same day, and with my new job, I can afford a lot more. So I was planning on getting them both really nice gifts. until one of the twins told me she doesn't want a really nice gift because they don't want me to spend a lot of money, and I said okay, I won't. So I got that twin a blender and a bunch of protein powder because she loves to work out and I got the kind she likes. While I got the other twin a new phone because I knew she still had a crappy iPhone 6. So I got her the iPhone X. Also, I planned on getting my other sister something really nice too, like a Louis Vuitton bag. But then she said she didn't want something nice, but I still got her a nice blender, just not as nice as my other sister's gift. Yesterday was their birthday, and when they were opening their gifts, my sister was so happy to see a new phone, but my other sister saw the blender and the protein powder and got a sour look on her face. She told me, "Really? You got me a blender and got her an iPhone? I didn't have one, so thanks, I guess." I told her that was really rude and that you told me not to get you something really nice or else I would. She said it's not fair that I'm playing favorites out of them. Then I told her to screw off and enjoy the blender, then walked out and left. Am I the a-hole? Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. You can't tell someone you don't want an expensive gift and then change your mind when it's too late, just because someone else got an expensive gift. She should have either specified something she wanted or let you choose the presents without any input. I'm gonna go with the soft "you're the a-hole." I think that your one sister may have just felt bad about you spending a ton of money on her and didn't want you to feel like you were obligated to get her something really nice. She may also not be aware how much more you can spend with your new job, and so didn't want you to strain your budget buying her a gift. However, by buying the other sister such a nice gift, you clearly can afford bigger gifts, and so it could come across as you don't care about her as much. Overall, I think this was more of a miscommunication, and if you talk to your sister, you can clear things up. I'm going no a-holes here, but hear me out. She said not to get her something nice because she didn't want you to spend a lot of money. You said okay and proceeded to do that for her, but not the twin. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I can't see how she said that as a "don't waste money on either of us" instead of just her, and it might look to her that you're okay with spending your money on one sister versus the other. I'm not saying she's right, but I think with twins who always get the same or equal things, it may have rubbed her the wrong way. But if she wanted things equal, she should have said so.